Welcome back, trainers. This is Gym Challenge Sundays, and we are here at Psycho Turtle, the wonderful place where we have these tournaments. Thank you guys again for hosting all of these. We love you guys, and we got a really interesting matchup. I'm excited. We have long-term veteran Giovanni Costa, who was won and hit the top 2 of so many of these Gym Challenge Sundays. Anytime he plays, does very, very well. And we have Preston Brinker, who is brand new. This is his first in-person tournament, hitting top 4, now playing against Giovanni Costa. This is going to be basically the veteran versus the rookie, and we're going to see which one comes out on top. I know my team here is very excited to see this matchup, and also huge props to Preston for coming out here and first tournament, top 4. That's amazing. I mean, this has been such a very fun format. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but there's so many creative teams we're seeing, and we're seeing it again with Giovanni's here. We got a Taros. Yeah, Taros is back in play, which Giovanni's been using quite a bit, but this is gonna be a fun one. We're seeing, I believe there is not, oh, there is one ruin. It's Chi and Pao. It's our first Chi and Pao we've seen in Top Cut so far, at least on possibly on stream. If it is, we did see a Chi and Pao in the last match, but it didn't get brought out. While the chosen ruin for Giovanni is going to be Tinglu. Those seem to be the 2 most popular. Chiyu, we saw it on the stream, but in person it's been it's been used, but it's not as common as these 2. And for the full teams, you got Preston on your left with Great Tusk, Chi and Pao, Gyarados, Fluttermane, Dragonite, and King Gambit. While Giovanni on the right is going to have that Dragonite, Garchomp, Tauros. This one is Aqua Breed, Iron Bundle, Tinglu, and Goldengo. So we haven't seen too much Goldengo. This is a very interesting team because when you look at Giovanni's team, it is very speed oriented in a way. You have a lot of priority of extreme speed with Dragonite. However, it is Terra type flying, it's Terra Lost flying, which seems to be the more common of the Dragonites right now. You have Tauros with Aqua Jet, which has safety goggles, and you also have Iron Bundle, who's incredibly fast and gets that Icy Wind. Plus, Garchomp has Choice Scarf. So, and if you do see any Trick Room, well, you got Tinglu for that. Well, that hasn't been as common as we've seen. It is Install Vest Tinglu without Fisher. It's got Ruination. While on Preston's team, we've seen pretty standard for Great Tusk. You've got that Choice Scarf with Headlong Rush, Rock Slide, Close Combat, Earthquake, typical. You have the support Gyarados set, which we've been seeing, and I think that we also won the last Gym Challenge Sunday here. You got Choice Specs Fluttermane. You got pretty standard. Another 3 times choice item set from Preston. Band on Dragonite, Specs on Fluttermane, and Scarf on Great Tusk. So that seems to be a trend. Hyper offense choice item. So that's very interesting. So let's get right into the match here. I don't know the best lead. I think Giovanni's probably going to lead Iron Bundle. I think Iron Bundle Garchomp is not a bad choice. Iron Bundle Tauros is also not a bad choice. Iron Bundle's just good in general. But we're going to see Dragonite and Garchomp. That's also, again, speed control. While Fluttermane and King Gambit lead on Preston's side. Very good call there for Preston. Because you can go ahead and just... I mean, if Garchomp... Moonblast... Yeah, we know that this Fluttermane is Choice Specs. Garchomp could probably outspeed it. However, I think a double Rock Slide would... double... or an Earthquake would probably do very well on Preston's side. However, you do have to watch out. King Gambit could tear it up flying. And it does not have Terra Blast, but it does have it as Assurance, which is very, very fun. And then also Fighting Moves. So I feel like here, yeah, by the way, this Fluttermane is Terra Water. I think that's the first I've ever seen a Terra Water Fluttermane. However, it's very, very cool. I think here, best bet, go for Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I mean, you can only do so much with Dragonite right now. It's not in a good spot. What's gonna Terra? It's gonna be Dragonite or it's gonna be Garchomp? Dragonite to flying. Okay, well, that's interesting. I think they're trying to take out that Fluttermane with Terra Blast here. Garchomp. King Gambit goes for Sucker Punch on Dragonite. That breaks the multi-scale. Very smart there from Preston. Bulldoze from Garchomp, trying to lower the speed so Dragonite can go against the Fluttermane. That might do it. That was a very good play. That might just be enough to have Flutter. I think it does knock Flutter down, no. But it's also going to raise King Gambit's attack. There's that Terra Blast, yeah. I think it's going to connect with Flutter and get rid of it. Yeah, there you go. That's the issue with choice items. You can't protect. Can't really much on that. However, King Gambit in a good spot, considering how much it did on Dragonite. Another Sucker Punch will KO. Gyarados, not a bad choice either. It is, because we know this Garchomp is locked on a Choice Scarf. Yeah, Gyarados is the right call here. You get that not only the Intimidate on Dragonite because it is multi-scale, but also that Garchomp, it doesn't do much. I mean, like nothing. Especially if you can either, King Gambit can Terrestrialize it well, and therefore you will remove that Bulldoze pot potential. Question is Giovanni going to go for it or not? You can also Sucker Punch on the Garchomp, potentially KOing it. Then Dragonite, we know that this Dragonite on Geo's side is now locked on the Terra Blast, so it's probably going to do that on Gyarados. What I'd imagine here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Waterfall or Thunder Wave. Either one on Dragonite is probably your best bet. And King Gambit, I'm guessing, is going to Sucker Punch Garchomp or Terra to Flying and try that on Dragonite instead. Those are Sucker. It's not Terra. Okay, so expected the Bulldoze. I think the Bulldoze probably would have not been my call. Oh, Tauros. I don't know. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. It is going to lower Gyarados' attack, but King Gambit, Defiant. It's now +2 in attack. Actually, I believe it may be +3. But the Sucker Punch is going to fail. So that's smart going into the Iron Bundle. And, alright, let's see here. It's 5, so we're energy. Now you're in a really interesting spot. Sucker Punch is going to fail. What do you do now? Because both of these Pokemon can protect. Thunder Wave on Tauros is really nice, though. I think right now, if you are Preston, you have a pretty solid set. You can go for, well, Waterfall's not going to do much. I would probably just keep that Gyarados. Could cycle it out for those Intimidates. You know, that Tauros is intimidated, so it's not going to do a ton. And I would just go with King Gambit Sucker Punch on the Iron Bundle, because if it's and Terrifying, because that way, if it tries to hit you, it's not going to. Tauros, if it goes for close combat, it's not that good against you. It's now intimidated, maybe +2 intimidate. Maybe a double on the Iron Bundle here. I just think Bundle, because here's the thing. Tauros may still be able to outspeed King Gambit after the paralysis, because King Gambit is a pretty slow. Oof. I don't know if that's gonna. Oh, low kick onto that. Okay. Tauros switching. I thought Gio was gonna go for it. Dragonite coming out. It's. I think here. Preston seems to be happy. Encore. I think it's encoring on the Sucker Punch, if I'm not mistaken. Gyarados goes for a Thunder Wave, but it misses on the Iron Bundle. That would have been really nice. And Sucker Punch. Okay, well, Extreme Speed's definitely happening. And Protect's definitely happening. You got to swap that Gambit out. There's no way. That's a really good call there. I think the Thunder Wave on Iron Bundle is really useful, but do you sacrifice that boost on King Gambit, knowing that Dragonite most likely can pick it up? If the Dragonite's probably going to Extreme Speed. I'd be surprised if it does. Because that way, Bundle doesn't matter. You're gonna just, it does not matter about those boosts. You are going to, you have to lock on the Sucker Punch, and they're probably gonna switch out and stuff. You know, it's either Protect and Switch. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Dragonite switch in, but then it's one of those games. Is Iron Bundle going to attack or not? Do you sacrifice the hit, or do you go for the Sucker Punch? Yeah, we're gonna see a switch, yeah. Whew. Yeah, it's one of those matches. One of those matches. Dragonite's in a good spot here. I believe this is also choice man, so double choice man here. Iron Bundle went for the Protect, yeah. And Dragonite is going to Extreme Speed. I'm guessing it would. Yeah. The Sucker Punch would have done anything. But it does quite a bit on Gyarados. Thunder Wave, not going to connect with the Iron Bundle. Now, however, I think Preston is pretty happy because the Dragonite is still at full health with multi-scale. So, you know, you're in better position, especially because you have Rock Slide. So, it's fun. I think if you're Gyarados, you'd probably switch or Protect. Dragonite Rock Slide, I'm surprised to see that. Extreme Speed, Terra Normal, also. Man, I don't know if that knocks out the Dragonite or not. Worth a shot. Go for the Terra Normal Rock Slide. Not either, because that way you remove your 4 times Ice Sweep. Lock on the Extreme Speed or lock on the Rock Slide is the question. We're gonna go. Looks like we're gonna see Giovanni swap on out here. That is a good switch to Tauros because you get the Intimidate. However, Extreme Speed X2, not spot. Gyarados now going to switch on out, and that's going to go to King Gambit. Gambit's in a good spot as well right now. because those sucker punches are going to do quite good, especially if an Icy Wind is incoming. That's going to raise Gambit's attack again. And there's that Terra Normal. Yeah, I think on this matchup, Extreme Speed was the right call. This potentially, with the Choice Band, even with the Intimidate, could still knock out Tauros, but it's going to put so much pressure on that other side. Believe Extreme Speed, yeah. That Garchomp's still in the back, keep that in mind. Not quite, actually. It's going to take possibly 2 hits. Freeze Dry going onto the King Gambit's line. It does resist that, so it's not going to do it. And yeah. I think right now you just do the same thing. Yeah, you low kick on Bundle, and you're going to have to basically hope that you live in a Hydro. Low kick the Bundle. Switch on Gyarados. Actually, that's very smart. Yeah, Gambit doesn't need to take a free try. Which one, what do you do? Honestly, I think low kick on Bundle is probably best for now while Dragonite goes for an extreme. I would actually just extreme speed on Bundle. It's tough. It's 50-50. Because Tauros may not go down to an extreme speed, and then doubling up on Bundle will work. However, okay. Iron Head plus Extreme Speed looks like it's going to go double connect on Tauros. It's tough because Iron Bundle is very, very friendly. This may pick up a KO if this is... It is enough. Okay, it was a roll. It was a crit, actually. So it may not have been a roll. It may have just been that crit mattered. We will never know. But either way, Freeze Dry on Dragonite's going to remove this multi-scale. It doesn't actually do a lot. Oh! Welcome to Pokemon! Dragonite gets frozen. That is how you play. That's it. Yeah. Now you're in. You can hear the entire room just like, oh! Yeah, that's what happens when you play Pokemon. You get frozen, you get paralyzed, you get burned. It's just, yeah, well, that's how it goes. Garchomp coming in. I don't know what to do now. I'm going to Gyarados, maybe. I'm guessing it's gonna double up on Gambit. I would be surprised if we see that Iron Bundle switch out, but you have 2 options. You can go for, if you're Iron Bundle on Geo's side, you can go for a Freeze Dry, expecting to switch out. You could, I mean, Garchomp's probably, and then if not, you could just go for like, not Bulldoze, but probably Stomping Tantrum. It doesn't actually get Stomping Tantrum, so Dragon Claw. Something to pick up a double knockout, because Gambit doesn't have too much. It has around half health, so Freeze Dry plus... Okay, yeah, Bundle's gonna switch. I'm guessing that this is gonna swap on out to Dragonite so they can go for some Bulldozes. That would be my expectation. But King Gambit switching out is very smart because that, even if they go for Bulldoze, Extreme Speed, right? So if this Dragonite on Preston's side thaws out, this may be a better position for Preston than it is for Geo, but it's really relying on that for just because Dragonite can do so much. Oh, it does thaw out! That is a 1 in 10 chance, and it's still frozen in the animation. There it goes. And that does really nice on the Dragonite. Earthquake not going to do much at all. Wow. Wow. That is... Welcome to Pokemon. Oh my goodness. I think here Preston's just got himself in a way better spot because you can Waterfall onto the Garchomp. It will... I mean, Garchomp can't do anything. And if you Waterfall, it goes on the Bundle, but that's fine. You can... And Extreme Speed should pick up the knockout on Giovanni's Dragonite. So... You needed that thaw. You needed that thaw. That is a 1 in 10 chance that happened, and it worked. Switching Gyarados is iffy right now because there's a chance that Bulldoze will KO. A Protect isn't also bad either because you can combine it and force. Yeah, you know it's tough because Garchomp blocked on the Bulldoze, right? So if Dragonite goes down, I'm be surprised to see Garchomp switch to Bundle. Yeah. Okay, so they're saying the Extreme Speed does around 50. This should pick up a knockout on Giovanni's Dragonite then. Because that's not Terrad. Yeah. And now Garchomp's in a really, really interesting position. It is kind of useless in a way. Yeah. Because here's the thing. It has Earthquake. It is voice craft on the Earthquake, by the way. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Okay, so... This is so intense. This is one of the most intense games I think we've ever seen. That first off, we got that Gyarados eating that citrus berry and is now above half health again. Series, my watch is just like, oh snap! Did you search for a song? No. Here we go. Iron Bundle. Now it's interesting. Do you target the Garchomp or do you target the bundle? I would double up on Garchomp, honestly. Or you could switch to Kingambit as well. Because that Garchomp is Choice Scarfed onto Earthquake. It is going to have to hit its own Iron Bundle at one point or another. At this point, if you switch to Kingambit, it will die, but then Dragonite can go for the knockout on Iron Bundle, and Gyarados can't. That's it. So this Iron Bundle needs to hit Gyarados. I think right now, you're Preston, you protect that Gyarados, expecting a Protect on Iron Bundle, and switch to Kingambit. Sacrifice the Kingambit, it's fine. Then you bring back your Dragonite and Extreme Speed onto whatever. Oh snap! Unless this Gyarados just protected, I don't think it did. I thought it waterfalled onto Garchomp. Why would you not protect? Because if you protect, that means Garchomp doesn't hit you. I mean, I guess that's better because you may die to Rough Skin. I don't know. Iron Bundle goes for protect. That's to be expected. Earthquake is definitely going to knock out. I think at this point. Oh, Kingambit lives! Okay, now what you do, Sucker Punch that Garchomp, and whatever, Waterfall the bundle, or Garchomp. That's it. I think Preston's pulled this out. Although he's got to be wary. He's got about 40 seconds before it times out in favor of Geo. So he has to hurry. I think Preston can take this match if played right. It's not a guarantee, but he's definitely got a chance. Gyarados goes for Protect. Smart, because you want... Now, Iron Bundle's going down on this turn no matter what. Sucker Punch. Fails. What? I guess it's going for... Garchomp goes for Earthquake, to be expected. I'm surprised we didn't see the Earthquake on the Garchomp just to pick up some damage on it. Does not pick up the KO on Iron Bundle. Okay. At this point, you double up on Garchomp. You have no choice. And Iron Bundle goes for Encore. At this point, you double... Oh gosh, do you double up? I think here the best bet is to Extreme Speed onto the Garchomp. You go down, and then you Waterfall onto... And then you Waterfall on the Iron Bundle to just chip it enough till it goes down. Or double up on the Garchomp. Because that Earthquake may just be enough on the bundle. Preston's got 20 seconds. 15, 14, 13. This may go to Geo because of a timeout. This doesn't matter. Oh, wait. That double... Oof. The double Extreme Speed onto the Iron Bundle. I think it would have been better to go on the Garchomp. Yeah, I mean, it would have because you would have hit it, but... Yeah, Garchomp's not a huge threat. You can't time stall, though. You have to select your moves incredibly fast right now. At this point, you just water. I think you protect. You have to protect and let the Iron Bundle go down and then spam waterfalls. But you have to click your moves fast. You got about 12 seconds if you're Preston. Yeah, I think hitting that Garchomp was more important. Just because it would have gone down, or you have to protect. Okay. I think bundles. What did switch? So. I think this will go down to a water. Oh, it's gonna come. Basically, it's gonna come down to this. It's gonna come down to waterfall hits, and Preston needs to lock onto those waterfalls ASAP because he's got about 8 seconds left. No double protect for Iron Bundle. I believe Garchomp goes next with the Earthquake. Is this a KO? I think it is. I think it's a KO on the Iron Bundle. It is. So how much is Waterfall gonna do on Garchomp? You just lock on. You have 8 seconds to click Waterfall. That's enough. If Preston clicks Waterfall in time, I think it's game over. 11 seconds. Lock on. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, smash the A button. Giovanni forfeits. Preston takes the match off of the champ. Wow. I told you this is a battle between the veteran and the rookie just got his first win. This is nuts. I told you, this is insane. Good job to Preston, by the way, with literally 10 seconds left on the timer. Literally 10 seconds left. A victory. Well done. If you're Geo, that was incredibly close. I think there was also a couple mistakes there, not targeting Garchomp earlier. It is a lot more fragile than people expect. So, but even then, Preston kind of knew what to do. He was like, I've got this. You know what? Even if I miss, I'm good. I think there was a lot of added pressure from that timer as well. Because when you look at there and you see you've got 20 seconds, you better think fast. But Preston just positioned himself incredibly well. Did very, very well. Now what do you lead? This is now intense. Do you lead the same thing? Do you lead something different? Didn't even get a chance to use Flutter Mane thanks to the bulldoze from Garchomp. So I think if you're here, this is a tough one to lead. Honestly, yeah, leading Dragonite's really good because it ignores the Garchomp pretty much. That's if you turn to normal. You can get bulldozed, yeah, but you can rock slide and hit cripple Dragonite. But that Garchomp does. I wouldn't even be surprised to leave Chi and Pow. I wouldn't be surprised for Chi and Pow. The only issue with Chi and Pow is it's not fast enough to outspeed the combo of Extreme Speed and Rock Slider or Bulldoze. You know? So you'll probably go down to that. But Chi and Pow's just really good. Garchomp. I think that's the issue with Chi and Pow. It's really fast, but there are ways around it. Like the stuff that usually you gotta hit it with Ice Spinner, are usually faster. It's either Choice Scarf on Chomp or Great Tusk, and then Dragonite has Extreme Speed, right? So, and multi-scale. So you'll probably live a hit and then knock you out with 2 Extreme Speeds unless you tear it a Ghost, which this one is. I wouldn't even be surprised to see that lead, because I believe Arrow was the Dragonite, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that again. Oh, Ting Lu coming out! Alright, so we got our first Ruin on the field. Flutter Mane Dragonite lead for Preston. Better lead for Preston. This is a really nice one to go ahead and specs onto that Dazzling Gleam, because you're not going to get Extreme Speed if you don't Terra. Is Terra Water? I would just, honestly, Power Gem's not bad either, but because you're probably going to fly with Terra Flying. But you can also pick up some hits on Ting Lu. I think if I Preston, what I would go for is Dazzling Gleam with Terra Normal Extreme Speed on the opposing Dragonite. Oh, what? Yeah. That was, well, I would have been like, Terra Water? I don't think that's necessarily smart. Because you put yourself at risk of Extreme Speeds, which that Dragonite will probably KO. It is Choice Band. Yeah, what I would probably do is Dazzling Gleam, Rockstar, or Extreme Speed. They're both good. No Terra yet, though. Geo's gonna swap out that Dragonite. Goes now to Tauros. If this Dazzling Gleam was a connect here, if Preston picked Dazzling Gleam, then it is gonna be much better. You are gonna lose an attack, drop that attack. Extreme Speed hits pretty heavy on Tauros still. Are we gonna set Dazzling Gleam? Power Gem. So it's Power Gem. That is enough to probably get an Extreme Speed knockout, though. Heavy Slam, gonna pick up a knockout on Flutter Mane. I mean, yeah. That was no surprise. The question is, did you want to chip the Flutter Mane or not? But it's not a horrible position. Actually, Gyarados is pretty good here. Chi and Pow, actually, are really good here. Chi and Pow's in a good spot. Because, yeah, that's a tough one. On one end, Ting Lu, it does not hit Gyarados very hard at all. Geo's Ting Lu does not do much. Stomping Tantrum doesn't hit. Heavy Slam resisted. Body Press resisted. You got a free hit. It's a pretty effective way to knock out. Tauros, you just Terra Normal Extreme Speed. That's pretty much it. I would be surprised if we see a double up. Okay, I was like, maybe a double up on Tauros. I don't think it will KO here. I don't think this Tauros is getting KO'd. Thanks to the Intimidate. I really don't. I think if you're Preston, you got to sacrifice. Because Chi and Pow, you do not want to get it hit until it comes out, right? You don't want to switch into it. You want one of your Pokemon to faint and then have it come out. So I think you're kind of sacrificing that -1 on Dragonite in order. Okay, yeah, Tauros is going to protect. Smart. How much is Waterfall going to do on Ting Lu? Is the question now. Extreme Speed. I don't think Ting Lu can really do much on either onto Dragonite. Your best bet is to just Ruination one of them once. Waterfall does not do much. It does about a third. Yeah, Ruination on Dragonite. That's smart. I think now that Terrestrial is not necessarily the best. I think you Waterfall again. And Extreme Speed Tauros. The question is, do you want a Terrestrial or not? Honestly, I would probably save my Terrestrial for Chi and Pow. Just in case. Because we did see Garchomp. But you don't want to get hit with that. With the Rough Skin, right? The Rough Skin's going to KO you. Tauros switches here. Garchomp? Dragonite. Back-to-back dragons. Okay. If you Terra Ghost, you can at least remove... Oh, okay, so we're going to see that. I think Garchomp and Dragonite come back to the field here. No, it's Iron Bundle. We did not see Garchomp in this game. So now Chi and Pow is in good shape. I think this is a good matchup. If you can... Because what you can do is if that thing Terras to Ghost, Sucker Punch it. If not, you Sacred Sword it. Extreme Speed gets rid of the multi-scale on the Dragonite. That's not bad at all. Waterfall... Doesn't do a ton. That's fine. I think, yeah, like I said, right now, if you get Thunder Wave the bundle, that would be amazing. And then focus on the Dragonite, because you can Ice Spinner. I think Chi and Pao, which we did see Preston has, is going to be a big factor here, considering Tinglu should... I think he does go down. What? I wouldn't dare poison right up, to be honest. I know you're weak to a Freeze Dry, but... Chi and Pao, man. you die to Extreme Speed then. You have to knock out that other Dragonite, or it's not enough. I think we're going to see it, though. It's when push comes to shove, you know? We just gotta... At this point, I would focus on it. Yeah, I think if I was Preston, I'd focus on getting rid of that Dragonite. The main reason you want to tear it to Ghost on Chi and Pao is to avoid extreme speeds and then pick it up. You can Chi and Pao's just a good tank at the end, but Terra Poison on Gyarados does now not make it. It is not weak to Freeze Dry. It actually is a really good match. It's a good matchup on the rest of the Pokemon on here. Tinglu is the one issue. Freeze Dry does pick up the knockout on the opposing Dragonite. Now, you know what? That's not horrible. That Terra Poison was good. It's just that Tinglu is scary. Dragon Claw does a lot on Gyarados. I think that's a 2-hit. But it is locked onto that. Okay, so Thunder Wave on the Iron Bundle is what you need to do. I think right now the obvious play is to go for the Ice Spinner on Giovanni's Dragonite, because that Dragon Claw is going to pick up the knockout on the Gyarados, and just hope that you do not get hit with that Iron Bundle. I love the cry of Chi and Pao, by the way. It's that tiger sound. It's so cool. Okay, so here's the thing. I think, honestly, you're going down to Focus Sash. Well, no, it's locked on the Dragon Claw, so you're not going down to Focus Sash. I think right now you just Ice Spinner the right, and Waterfall on the left. I don't see any reason. You could double up on the Waterfall, because Dragonite is probably going to switch. I wouldn't actually, you know what? Yeah, that might be smarter to go for Chi and Pao on the Iron Bundle instead, because Dragonite is locked on the Dragon Claw. If it hits the Gyarados, though, Gyarados is gone, and now it's Chi and Pao versus the world. So what do? You know, this is something that we've been seeing a heck of a lot of in this format, and that is, what is the opponent going to do? It's 50-50 calls. Is that Dragonite going to switch out, or is it going to stay and knock out Gyarados? Yeah, I don't see any reason. I think that's the right call. I wouldn't risk the... Okay, so Dragonite does switch. But something here is going to get Ice Spinnered, and it's Tauros. It is going to lower the attack stat, but there is Sword of Ruin, which is really nice. Yeah, I think here you're kind of banking on Paralysis is too much. Ice Spinner connects. Doesn't KO. That's okay, though. Icy Wind does KO, and that's kind of massive right now, honestly, because lowering Chi and Pao's speed kind of limits it a lot, especially against Dragonite. Taunt an Iron Bundle. Quite smart. Can't do much except for now those Icy Winds, as well as, I believe, Freeze Dry. So, what do you do now? This is a tough one. I think if your Chi and Pao's got Protect, is a good time to protect it and double Waterfall on the Tauros. I don't think Tauros can do too much. I'm guessing Tauros is going to switch out, because you want to cycle those Intimidates, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Ice Spinner again onto the Tauros slot. And then Iron Bundle, just Icy Wind. Oh, we got Ice Wind. Sacred Sword on Tauros. Tauros protects. Okay, well, that's interesting, because I believe... I think we're seeing another Icy Wind. I'm betting we're going to see another Icy Wind. It could be Freeze Dry, but I think Icy Wind just... It's just safer. Yeah, now this Chi and Pao is at half health. Which, this Tauros... I don't think it got paralyzed, correct? Double check. Oh, at this point, I think if you're... Well, you now have to watch out. Yeah, you got a Thunder Wave effect. Make sure that Tauros does not get does not get that close combat out, because it will. That, or you say you gotta Sucker Punch it. You have two choices: Sucker Punch, Thunder Wave. Pick one. Yeah. And if you're Geo, you realize this, and you're like, okay, well, I can go for a Wave Crash onto Gyarados and just pick it up. It's again 50-50 call for Geo. Does he expect to protect Thunder Wave? I think that's the obvious play, though. Yeah, it is. And Geo does pick that up. That's enough to knock out Gyarados. That's enough to win the game. All right. Yeah, at this point, it's over. Preston can't really do much. I mean, best case scenario, this Tauros goes down here. But, like, I believe Tinglu's still in the back. If it lives a hit and heavy slams, it's over. If Dragonite goes for anything, it's over. If it goes for extreme speed, I mean, there is a chance that Chi and Pao could pick this up, but it's slim. Yeah, I would do the same thing. You basically have to hope for that doesn't do that. That's it. It's over. Yeah, Sucker Punch was smart because, well, yeah, the freeze dry is gonna pick it up anyways. You basically have to hope for paralysis hacks basically the entire game and just make sure, and a crit on top to boot. But you have to hope for paralysis knocking you out, or not making sure that Iron Bundle doesn't move. Overall, well done adjustment from Geo. Not bringing in Garchomp was, I think, very interesting because it worked out though, because you saw that Chain Power, right? But Iron Bundle, Tauros, Dragonite, and Tinglu. I think Tinglu is just brutal. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see Great Tusk switch in for Preston because of that. Actually, Great Tusk is not a horrible choice, no matter what. So I think adjustments will be made. We did see that Chi and Pao come out, so I don't think it did much. I think you kind of have to swap here. Part of what really won Preston Game 1 was beautiful switch-ins and switch-outs. So I do think we may see a switch. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the original team that he brought, which was Gyarados, Fluttermane, Dragonite, King Gambit. Well, Geo, you got a couple options, right? Tauros Intimidate was really, really useful. However, King Gambit did negate that, and we did see a lack of that in the last matchup. Great Tusk is another good option. I wouldn't be surprised if King Gambit back though. Probably Gyarados and King Gambit. Fluttermane has not done much. It always gets outspent and knocked out. Now we're gonna see it. But it's always been a lead as well, so it may work better. Gyarados, I don't know. Gyarados is interesting. It is a full-on support Gyarados. I think King Gambit may, with offense, may be useful. I think Gyarados or Flutter. You gotta figure out which one's better. You could also sacrifice Great Tusk and go with King Gambit. Yeah, that's an all. I mean, you want the Intimidates. So I just think Chi and Pao didn't do much, and I think that's not the right call for Preston. For Geo, you pretty much do the same thing. Golden Go's not gonna help you much on this matchup. Not worth it bringing it in. You pretty much, I would say, Garchomp Dragonite was really good. If you don't want to do that, Dragonite Tinglu again. You just pick one of the two leads, which one you think worked better. Again, this is the expert versus the rookie. We're going to see which one walks away with a win here. Whoever wins this goes to top 2, top cut. Here we go. Iron Bundle Dragonite. That's a good lead. That's a really good lead. Dragonite, Great Tusk for Preston. Okay, that's scary if you're Great Tusk, because you will get that min speed there. Honestly, this is a good lead for Geo. Really good lead for Geo. Icy Wind's going to be amazing. However, Great Tusk can tear off Stole to Fire. And we do know that this Iron Bundle does not carry a water move, so there you go. I think here, if you're Dragonite on Preston's side, Extreme Speed's so interesting because you can do that, but like, do you want to sacrifice the multi-skill? If there's no Intimidates on the field, you can, you know what, you could also switch into King Gambit if you brought in the King Gambit, because what you're gonna get the Icy Wind, right? And you're gonna make sure that you get that Defiant boost to Sucker Punch that opposing Dragonite. And if Extreme Speeds, you resist it. So, yeah, Rock Slide is really smart because Geo's gonna switch out. I mean, Rock Slide will still have the Iron Bundle, but that's smart. Tauros gets those Intimidates out. Again, very smart. We're definitely gonna see that Great Tusk switch on the next turn though. I wouldn't be surprised if we see King Gambit come in here. Iron Bundle goes for Protect for starters. That's actually not bad. This is not a horrible position for Preston. You know, not much is going to happen except the Rock Slide onto the Tauros. You are going to be able to gauge what happens with that Tauros. Like, you now know they're going to protect Aerial Ace, but it connects on Iron Bundle. That's really nice, actually. That was a good call there for Preston, because you are now locked on the Aerial Ace. That Tauros is not going to appreciate that. However, you got the Icy Wind to worry about. So what do? Do you go for the Aerial? And if you do that, then you're going to go down to close combat. So honestly, I don't think it's a tough one. I think Tauros here, no. Not a bad switch to Flutter, but I still think Icy Wind's coming. Yeah, Icy Winded, and then Terra. And what I would do is probably Aerial Ace and stay in with Icy Wind, and then go into King Gambit on the instead of Great Tusk. You could also Rock Slide, but like, there's a good chance that this Tauros is going to try and hit Dragonite again. So the question is, do you go for a Rock Slide, try and get rid of Iron Bundle, or switch? And I don't think Flutter was the right call. I maybe, but I'm full on expecting an Icy Wind, and that's going to be very detrimental when that Flutter is not fast. Oh, but there's the free jet from Giovanni. Okay. Trying to knock out Dragonite, but it's not going to do too much. Close combat. I don't know. This is resisted. It does pick up a knockout. Good news. This is a good position for Dragonite here, or for Preston, because if they go for an Icy Wind, I mean, first off, you're gonna your Great Tusk is going to be neutral. That's actually, yeah, I don't know. This is Gambit is gonna be the right call. You're gonna have to Sucker Punch the Taro, so I'm guessing that's gonna switch. If they Icy Wind though, you get a full-on Dazzling Gleam, which is gonna do very nice on whatever Pokemon comes out. And then I think you gotta go to King Gambit. I don't think any way that Great Tusk wins this right now. Yeah. Worst case, they go Aqua Jet, right? I don't know what you do here. I really don't. I think, actually, yeah, Assurance. What I would do, Assurance Bundle, Dazzling Gleam. Definitely knocks out the Taurus, potentially knocks out the Bundle. I will leave him with just Dragonite, if Giovanni doesn't switch. However, I don't think Giovanni is going to switch to Dragonite. If anything, it's going to switch to, but I think Dazzling is safer. I don't know. It's one of those matches, right? It is choice specs, by the way. It's Flutter, so you have one choice. There are Water Flutter may actually, after that Iron Ball down. I think we're going to see exactly that. Yeah. Icy One goes first. That's to be expected. It's just going to raise King Gambit's attack, though. No, I was going to say no Terra Flying. Why not Terra Flying? Taros is going to outspeed. You kind of... I was going to go for Wave Crash. I'm going to go Flutter. Yeah, I think the Terra Flying is probably smart not to. But then you... It was one of those matches. I'm surprised we didn't see any Terra from Preston because you kind of have to resist. But the low kick's going to not do a ton on bundle. Not horrible, though. But I still think right now, I guess the flying was Icy Wind. Actually, you're in a really good spot if you're Preston. At least to get rid of these two because you Sucker Punch Iron Bundle. It can't do much. I could probably... and then you... you Terra and then you Earthquake. Earthquake. You have to. You have no choice. You have no choice. Because that would knock out Bundle. I think Terrifying, Sucker Punch Iron Bundle, and then you... I don't see us going anywhere. Headlong... Oh, you got an Earthquake. I just... because you have to hit the Bundle. And Taros can do quite a bit onto either. He will knock you out with a Wave Crash. There's a good chance. You know... Okay, that's smart. Smart. Terra from Geo. Oh no, sorry, Terra, this is Preston. I was like, wait, what? No. I was like, what is Geo doing? No, it's Preston's Terra. Flying King Gambit. Yeah, that's what I thought. You had to Earthquake. Because it's going to go further the Encore, and now can't do much. Especially if that is... I mean, here's the thing. Close combat? Yeah, very smart. On the Taros, very smart. Very, very smart. Because Dragonite comes out. The only issue is if Dragonite comes out, but it's going to have to lock onto Extreme Speed or it gets pretty hefty Sucker Punched. So it has to go to Extreme Speed, which in that case, yeah, you go. It has to go Extreme Speed. It has no choice. It has no choice. What do you do now? You're locked on the Sucker. You Sucker Punch Dragonite, and you Close Combat Dragonite. I think you double down because there's no way Iron Bundle's gonna hit. However, it can Freeze Dragon King Gambit. Keep that in mind. Then Dragonite Extreme Speeds on 1. If it Extreme Speeds and knocks out Great Tusk, though, it's game over. Because Sucker Punch isn't gonna do it. You're Encored. There's so many options here that you can do. Yeah, doubling up is smart. That was a good call. That was exactly what Preston needed to do. The Iron Bundle protected. Is this Dragonite goes under? I was like, it's gonna have to Extreme Speed. That's a lot on the Great Tusk. However, how much is Great Tusk gonna do? It's not gonna do a ton, but it's gonna break the multi-scale. Now you have to hit the Bundle. The Bundle's gonna go for Encore again. Honestly, if Bundle just cycles those Encores and stuff, you lose if you're Preston. Because you have to Close Combat Iron Bundle. No. Oh, and for another Protect. I mean, Extreme Speed KOs. I mean, Sucker Punch isn't going to work, though. And Iron Bundle's fast enough that you could just basically win this with Encores now. I think this game goes to Geo. There's nothing you can do. You just spam Protected Encore until you win. Yeah, I think that's pretty much because Extreme Speed has a higher priority than Sucker Punch. Yeah, it's a forfeit. Giovanni Costa. That was the battle between the rookie and the master comes out on top. Very close, though. Very, very close. I think this was a super impressive matchup for Preston, especially on his very first tournament. But then again, I mean, you have to experience losing to Giovanni. I think all of us have experienced losing to Giovanni. He's an amazing player. He's gonna face Brian Kim, I believe, in the final here. Gonna be a fun matchup. Yeah, very fun. But we'll see you in just a few minutes. Go get some water, snacks, whatever you need for the exciting conclusion of Gym Challenge Sundays. Once again, congratulations to Geo and to Preston for making it top 4. And Geo, see if you can take it all the way. See you then.